Hey everybody, Punisher88 here. So this is my response to the top 50 uh, comic tag that's going around in the community. So I was tagged by liking the covers 4963, and since this is like the millionth time I'm trying to do this video, I think I'm just going to show off the books kind of in a rapid fire kind of style. So kind of how Millie did hers, except the only difference between hers and mine is she had the cool little effects and whatnot, and I don't. So, if you guys are ready to see some books, let's get to it. So first off, we have DC Comics Presents issue 27, the first appearance of Mongol. Next, we have Marvel What If, Volume 2, issue 50, What If the Hulk Had Killed Wolverine? Next, we have Marvel What If Volume 1, Issue Number 1, What If Spider-Man Joined the Fantastic Four? Next, we have Spawn Issue 228, the cover swipe of Action Comics Number 1, and my favorite Spawn cover swipe. Or I should say, one of. Next, we have Detective Comics Issue 566, one of my all-time favorite covers, just because I love how they show off Batman's Rogue Gallery. So cool. Next, we have one of my favorite team-ups. This is Spawn Batman, and can't go wrong with having Frank Miller and Todd McFarlane together. Next is a story I really liked. This is Secret Origins number 1, Secret Origins of the Golden Age Superman. Really, really good book. Next we have Uncanny X-Men issue 120, the first appearance of Alpha Flight. Next we have the Infinity Gauntlet issue number 4. Reason why this is on the list is because there's a panel in here with Captain America talking to Thanos, and it's just so good. Now off the top of my head I can't remember what they're saying, but trust me, it's good. Next we have the Amazing Spider-Man issue 229, the first time Spider-Man and the Juggernaut battle each other. I'm still looking for issue 230 to finish this story. Next we have the Amazing Spider-Man issue 36. This book should need no introduction. This is the 9/11 issue. This is a pretty strong book because, I mean, there's almost no dialogue in the whole story, yet it just shows how much impact this event had on everyone that day. I mean, if it was something strong enough to make Doctor Doom cry, then you know it was something. Next, we have the variant cover of Superman Unchained issue number 3. I got this because it is a Jim Starlin cover, and Jim Starlin is one of my all-time favorite artists. So when I saw this at my shop, I was like, oh, I gotta get that. And it has the, the old school DC and everything, so very cool. Next is the Savage She-Hulk issue number 1, the first appearance of She-Hulk. Very good origin story. Next is Star Wars issue number 1. I know this is the new Star Wars, but to me, collecting this was like how people in the 70s were getting the original Star Wars run. So, yeah, happy to have that. That's first print too. Next, we have the Incredible Hulk issue 254, the first appearance of the UFOs. I don't know, for some reason, I think they're a pretty neat supervillain team. I like them, Ironclad and Vapor and what was it, Vector and Vortex, I think. Yeah, I think they're pretty cool. Next we have Spider-Man number 1, the black on silver cover, Todd McFarlane artwork. Just super cool book to have. Apparently, I think it's the platinum cover that's worth like tons of money. I don't know. I got that in a flea market. Next we have Spawn issue number 9, the first appearance of Angela, and I have this on the list also because the story was written by Neil Gaiman, and I'm sure a lot of you know about the whole controversy behind this book and everything, so it had to be on here somewhere. Next, we have The Life of Archie, issue 36, or should we say The Death of Archie. I remember when this book came out, there was a lot of buzz around this book, and it sold out really fast. I know I had to wait 2 weeks to get my copy, but at least I got the variant that I wanted. This is like the Life magazine cover, and it's actually the very first comic I ever did a review of here on YouTube. So, yeah, this had to make it on the list. Next, this is more of a more comedic thing, but I felt it had to fit on here anyway. And this is The Punisher Meets Archie. I love this story. It's funny. So, and I'm still waiting for someday, hoping that they go through with what we saw in the last panel of this book. And to anyone out there who's read this book, you know what I'm talking about. Next is a fight that I really liked, and even though the hero that I wanted to win didn't win, I still thought this was a great story, and this is Punisher Batman. And yes, I admit, Batman whooped the Punisher's ass. Next we have The Mighty Thor, issue 337, the first appearance of Beta Ray Bill. Some classic Walt Simonson goodness. Next we have Daredevil issue 184. I love this cover so much. I don't know what it is with the bright yellow background. It just makes everything stand out. Classic. Plus, it's Frank Miller writing, and I believe this is the second meetup between Daredevil and the Punisher. So, yeah, very cool. Next we have Howard the Duck, issue number 12, the first cameo appearance of Kiss in a comic book. And then, of course, with issue number 12, we have Howard the Duck, issue number 13, the first full appearance of Kiss in a comic book. Next is a book I didn't really see on too many lists, but I felt that it belonged on mine. This is The Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 21, the special wedding issue. Happy to have this. I've been wanting this book for a while, and I got it at a flea market, and no, I did not pay $10 for it. I paid way lower than that, and yeah, happy it's in my collection. Next, we have DC Comics Presents issue 26, the first appearance of the New Titans, or the New Teen Titans, I should say. Very cool to have. I paid like $5 for this book. If you get this in 9.8, this thing is like triple digits. Next is a book that I'm sure a lot of people have in their collection. This is Spawn issue number 1. Now, I'm not going to say first appearance of Spawn because I've been watching a couple videos, and apparently there's a book called Rust, where at the back of the book there's a preview, or it's a one-page picture of the cover of Spawn number 1, so people say that's his first appearance. So I'm not even going to go there and just say Spawn number 1. Next is a book I think a lot of people should pick up, since he's going to be in one of the next Marvel movies, and I suggest to get it now before the price gets too out of hand. This is X Factor issue number 6, first full appearance of Apocalypse. So yeah, very cool. Next we have Crisis on Infinite Earths issue number 7, The Death of Supergirl. Classic George Perez cover. Love that cover. Now we're getting into the I wouldn't say money books, but anyway. Next is another book that a lot of people should pick up because there's been a movie announced and he's going to be in it. And if you watch Chris or of We Love Comics, he mentioned this a couple weeks ago. This is the New Mutants issue 87, first appearance of Cable, and if you're going for lesser known characters, it's also the first appearance of Strife. And as you can see, I have the gold cover, which means this is the second print, but still just the same. Happy to have this. So, yeah. Next, we have The Amazing Spider-Man issue 252. This, I say, is the first appearance of the black costume, since this book predates Secret Wars issue number 8. So, yeah, super cool. Next is a book that I also didn't see show up on too many lists, or any for that matter, and this is the Avengers issue 196, first full appearance of Taskmaster. I have issue 195 as well, but I wanted to go with the first full appearance, and I don't know what it is, just the all green background and more great George Perez artwork. So yeah, this had to be on the list. Alright, now we get into the Mylar sleeve stuff. So first off, we have OMAC issue number 3 from the great King Jack Kirby. I saw this comic pop up in one of Howler Mouse's videos, and I don't know what it was. I think it's the all yellow background and whatnot. Just looked so cool. And I think at Comic-Con next week I am going to try and hunt down OMAC number 1, because I really want to give that a read. And since lately I've been seeing a trend going around YouTube where a lot of people are showing off Kamandi so much, I think I'm going to try and find some very early Kirby Kamandi stuff just to, see what all the hubbub's about. So yeah, so OMAC issue number 3. Next we have Daredevil issue 57. This is the first time Daredevil unmasks to Karen Page, and I don't know, thought it's a cool book to have in the collection. I like the cover and everything, so, and the Mylar just makes it look fantastic. Because I mean, these books that I have in Mylar are not like 9.0s or anything. These are kind of in rough shape, so, but they still look good. Next, going with more Jack Kirby, this is Orion of the New Gods, issue number 2. For the longest time, I've always heard, New Gods, Jack Kirby's New Gods are amazing. So 2 years ago at Comic-Con, I was looking through some bargain bins, and I found this for $3, and I was like, yeah, I'll take it. Any old school Jack Kirby stuff for $3, yeah, that's cool. Next, we have X-Men issue 67. This is, I believe, a reprint or retelling of one of the early Juggernaut stories. Happy to have this because of the Juggernaut, and he is one of my favorite Marvel villains. And I really like this cover, how he's really taken it to the X-Men. And I mean, you see how he's punching out Human Torch, and if you look close, I really like how wait, is it here? Xavier's like biting his hand. I don't know. I thought it was cool. Next, we have a classic Carmine Infantino cover. This is the Flash issue 200. I saw this at a mini-con, and I'm always one for picking up like the big important issues, like a 150 or a 200 or a 100 or whatever. So I saw this, I was like, that's pretty cool. So, and if you look close, wait, is it here? See right here, this white? Yeah, that was caused by me. The reason why is because I was going to put it back at the time in its original bag that it came in, and on the flap, the piece of tape kind of hit the cover, and I went to peel the tape off slowly and pulled off some of the ink, but oh well. Not too much damage. I mean, you know, it's not the end of the world for me, so. Okay, next we have Tales of Suspense, issue 93, the first cameo appearance of MODOK. And his first cameo appearance is his name is mentioned, and we see like a really fuzzy outline of him on a giant computer screen. Next, going back to some more Jack Kirby, we have Superman's ex-pal, the new Jimmy Olsen, issue 134. First cameo appearance of Darkseid. Again, it's a panel at the very end of the book, and we just see his face on a computer monitor. And then to round everything off before we get to the top 10, we have the Invincible Iron Man issue number 80, cover done by Jack Kirby. And when I saw this book, I was immediately drawn to it because of the solo Invincible Iron Man series. I've never really known Jack Kirby for doing too many of the covers. Like, I always knew all of, Bob Layton stuff and everything. And so when I saw this, I was like, I gotta get that. And sure enough, I checked later on after I bought this that Jack Kirby did only maybe like 4 or 5, I think, Invincible Iron Man covers. I could be wrong, it could be lower than that. And so I was like, yeah, I was happy to get it. Now it's time to get down to the top 10. Not goo. I don't know what I'm talking about. Alright, so first off, we have The Amazing Spider-Man issue 361, the first full appearance of Carnage. Next, we have G.I. Joe number 1 by the late, great Herb Tramp. This book has showed up in a couple of my videos. I got this last year at Comic-Con. I'll admit, I paid $50 for it, and I'm so happy I did, because after seeing the price of this book now on eBay and whatnot, with the announcement of the movie coming next year, this book is like scorching hot and super expensive. And the book I'm talking about is New Mutants issue 98, the first appearance of Deadpool. Next is another pretty pricey book. I didn't pay a lot for mine. I was under 3 digits. I'm happy. This is a book in a lot of people's collections, or a book that a lot of people are trying to get. And this is The Amazing Spider-Man issue 300, the first full appearance of Venom. Also, really good story. I like it. I read it a couple times. Next, sticking with The Amazing Spider-Man, this is The Amazing Spider-Man issue 135, the second appearance of the Punisher. I'm not as lucky as some of the others who've done these tag responses where they have The Amazing Spider-Man 129. You lucky bums. But I'm happy with the second appearance for now. I will one day own the first appearance, hopefully. Now with the Punisher being in Daredevil and everything, who knows. But anyway, sticking with the Punisher, we have the Punisher issue number 1. This is the series that really got me into the whole comic thing. As I've mentioned before, it was the Punisher issue number 10 that really kicked everything off. And for the longest time, I was trying to find this book. And then finally one day I found it for $1, and the rest is history. Next, this is a book I have not seen on anyone's list. This is DC's The Brave and the Bold, issue number 50. This is the book that started the whole 2-hero team-up in the Brave and the Bold book. Everything before this was either Strange Sports, or there was the superhero groups, like in issue 28, there was, the first appearance of Justice League and everything. But everything before this book was, either a team or, some weird stories. This is the book that started the, two hero team up. So that's pretty cool. Next is another book I haven't seen on anyone's list. This is the one in a one-issue micro series, Raphael, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is the first appearance of Casey Jones. So happy to have that. And now for the last two books. So this, my second all-time favorite comic book cover. Captain America issue 109, classic Jim Steranko cover. And pretty rough shape, but still, with this Mylar sleeve, it looks darn sexy. And now for comic issue number 1. This has shown up in quite a few of my videos, so maybe some of you could already guess what book it is, but if not, I'll show you anyway. And that's Batman issue 251, classic Neal Adams cover. For as long as I could remember, this has always been like my favorite comic book cover ever. And well, since the day I got it, I brought it home, put it in this frame. I haven't taken it out since. So, yep. And I don't plan on doing that for a while. Yeah, well, unless I have to. So there you have it, folks. Finally did my top 50 list. Hope you enjoyed it. So now comes the part where I get to tag a couple people. So I got my little list here. So I'm going to tag Sleepy Reader 666, Robin Nico's Corner, and I'm going to tag Dr. Radium. And I'm going to give out a honorable mention. So if you're watching this, Tylox the Mighty, would like to see you come back, man. So again, if you're watching this, then I'm throwing an honorable tag out to you. And also, I was going to tag Mercy, but she's kind of swamped with a whole bunch of other stuff right now. So don't worry, Mercy, you're safe. Alright, folks, so that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed my list of books that I showed off for you. And yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down. If I get a thumbs down, well, that just means I gotta work harder on trying to please you guys. So till Saturday, I guess, this is Punisher 88 signing off. See ya.